33-26, the Lincoln leads 7. Well, we don't want the girls to get cautious. We want them to play smart and continue the defense. Trap. And ball knocked away. Ball is really hot right now. Durbin Thomas back out front. Bunny thought about the three, kicks it back out. Durbin Thomas, three on the way. No, rebound, battle, and Chloe Frobe with the rebound. 33-26, the Lincoln lead. Quickly up to Becca Heitzig. Heitzig, the long cross-court pass to Robbins. Stolzenberg will take the three, up, no good. Rebound, Frobe.
Go up, Adam.
Contact, up, and good. Chloe Frobe with the nice ball fake, got Kerner up in the air and shot it over Taylor. It's 35-26, Lincoln lead. Mahomet breaks the press into the front court. Thomas behind the back dribble. Back out front, Bunning to Thomas. Thomas goes inside to Orgeron. Orgeron looked like she might have taken some steps.
No, we got to get around on that high side.
35-28, Lincoln up 7. Sit back, relax. We got a good fourth quarter here, a good basketball game between two good basketball teams. Heitzig, fake the three, kicks it back out Frobe. Frobe Robbins. Robbins. Had Paulus in the post, didn't pass her the ball. Out front, Robbins. In the corner, knocked away. Ball knocked away by Durbin Thomas. Ava Gorin's looking to come back in the basketball game. The official waves her in. She'll come back in for Jasmine Robbins. Stolzenberg inbounds the basketball. Heitzig will take the three-pointer on the inbounds. No, didn't get it. And Kayla Kerner rips it out of there, and she's up the floor in a hurry. And Chloe Frobe stopped the break and committed the foul in the process.
That'd be her first, so.
Chloe Frobe, her first foul, team's 5th. Mahomet will inbounds the basketball. Becca Heitzig now on the point of the defense. Lincoln trying to make the Mahomet offense work. Out front, Thomas. Thomas to Kerner, and Kerner will drive around Frobe, and Frobe's going to get called for the blocking foul.
That's two quick ones. But she's going at Chloe. That's what we need to do on the opposite end. Which she's got 3, we need to be taking at her just as hard.
Ball inbounds by Mahomet. Orgeron takes the long three. Good. Savannah Orgeron, the 5'11 sophomore, stepped out in front from beyond the three-point arc, knocks the three down. It's 35-31, and the Mahomet bench starts to make some noise. Frobe out front, Heitzig way out in front. Heitzig nearly walked with the basketball to Gorins. Gorins, Heitzig, and the Mahomet-Seymour bench is making all that noise you hear in the background. Lady Railer crowd starts to make some noise. Into Paulus to Gorins, and threw it through her hands, and the turnover, and it goes back to Mahomet-Seymour. Imogen Werner into the basketball game for Ryan Stolzenberg. 5:13 to go in the basketball game. Lady Railers up 35-31. Mahomet across the timeline, Kayla Kerner. Gotta watch her. Inside to Orgeron. Orgeron 10-foot turnaround. No. Ball on the floor, and Becca Heitzig will pick it up to Chloe Frobe.
We need to start. We went away from attacking again here.
Frobe, Heitzig.
We're playing safe again.
Paulus out front, Heitzig. Ball nearly knocked away, and it was.
Yep.
Kayla Kerner stepped right in the passing lane and lays it up and in. It's 35-33. 4.5 minutes to go in the basketball game.
This is what happens when we start playing safe.
And Coach Rohrer is going to take a 30-second timeout and instruct her girls we're going to stay right here. But boy, the energy now generated by the Mahomet bench, coming back from double-digit deficit to close it within 2.
We've been talking about this the last couple games where you stop being aggressive. We saw it in the third quarter. We continued to be aggressive, but we went back to just passing it around, and this is what tends to happen. So hopefully we can regroup here and find some of that energy that Mahomet seemed to find.
Well, we talked about that earlier, that victory does favor the team that makes the fewest mistakes. And, give credit to their defense. They're stepping in the passing lanes. But we're making some passes that, maybe we shouldn't have made that pass, or maybe, pick up a dribble a little bit too soon. We just seem a little bit out of sync right now, and maybe this timeout will help us get back into sync.
Yeah, we're just kind of we're playing like what we said. When we slow the ball down, we stop being aggressive. That's when you're not meeting passes, you're not moving to the ball, and we're making long passes against an aggressive defense. And
remind you that our next broadcast will be tomorrow night. It'll be right here from Roy S. Anderson against Mahomet-Seymour. We will have the boys on Saturday afternoon. The boys and the girls have a conflict. The girls will be here against Sacred Heart Griffin. Sacred Heart Griffin's a pretty good girls basketball team. I believe they have been ranked.
Yeah, I think they're third right
yes.
now.
And so Sacred Heart Griffin's going to come in here. You can see it on the school's YouTube channel. They do have a camera in here. There just won't be any announcers, so you Lady Raider fans can watch that game. Chloe Froby steps up and hits the big three. 19 and knocks it out of bounds.
There you go.
Well, that timeout looks like it's fired our girls back up.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, come on. 4 minutes, let's play hard.
Ball in the backcourt. Here comes Kayla Kerner. Turner, Thomas to Orgeron. Orgeron looked like she might have traveled, and we're going to get a foul called in here. And it's going to be a 2-shot foul.
It's going to be on Chloe, I think.
And the foul is on Chloe Froby.
That is now her third.
That is her third. After calling all those travel fouls the first half, I don't think we've seen any here in the second half. It's really strange.
I think the point of emphasis now are fouls.
Orgeron. First one up and good. Fine looking sophomore from Mahomet-Seymour. Second one up and good. Knocked them both down. Nothing but the bottom of the net. It's 38-35. Lincoln a 3-point lead with 4:10 to go in a basketball game. Becca Heitzig. Ava Gorens. Gorens in the Imogen Werner. Emmy Werner out to Froby. Froby three on the way. Got it! Chloe Froby steps up and knocks down 2 3-point shots. The Lincoln lead up to 5. 41-35. Chloe Froby with 22. Durbin Thomas into the front court to Abigail Bunning. Bunning to Thomas. Orgeron, the three-pointer, no good.
Becca,
nothing but air. Becca Heitzig screened out Kayla Kerner.
Yeah, you want to take it out.
Chloe Froby with the basketball. Coach getting excited right here next to me.
Sometimes it's hard to maintain that.
Coach says charge.
Keep being aggressive.
In the corner, Paulus looks inside to Emmy Werner. Out front,
Hit it.
Heitzig, Froby. Froby down the lane, takes it right at him. Layup time, got it! And it's 43-35. Chloe Froby now exceeds her average with 24 points. We're up 8, 3:10 to go in a basketball game.
Yeah, let's keep that momentum going.
Gotta watch number 3, Kayla Kerner. She can shoot it from just about anywhere. She's out front. Goran's down the point,
too.
Watching her. And we see Savannah Origin posting up, and the ball thrown away by Mahomet-Seymour.
Keeping that pressure, making them make mistakes. That momentum shifts to our offense, too.
2:52 to go in the basketball game. Timeout taken by Mahomet-Seymour. Again, we'll keep it right here.
Whew.
30-second timeout.
I don't know. Whew, that was
30-second timeout by the Lady Bulldogs and their coach Nathan Seal. You know, winning breeds winning. It really does. Once you kind of get on a roll and you learn how to win, it becomes more familiar to you. If the girls could get this one and hold on here in the next 2:52, that's 3 games in a row. That's a nice little winning streak for this team.
It is. And I think I mentioned that to you at the beginning of the year whenever they lost that first one. I said, this team isn't used to losing, and they don't like to lose. I think they're going to regroup, figure out what they've got to do, and they have really, girls have just stepped up. We've figured out what works offensively. We're still having our letdowns, you know, sometimes, but hey, we're young and they're getting better. Like I say, each game they're figuring different things out. They're learning.
Heitzig into Gorens. Gorens across the timeline. Emmy Werner in the post. Ball nearly thrown away, and Kayla Kerner's going to get charged with her 4th foul. And it looks like she may have banged her left shoulder a little bit there. Hope she's okay.
That's a dangerous pass by Chloe Froby.
Now that may take some of the defense out of Kayla Kerner. She stepped in the passing lane a number of times, but now she has 4 fouls, and she doesn't want to foul out of this basketball game.
So,
they really can't afford for her to fall.
So I would be putting Chloe on her side and taking it at her, making her, Now
Mahomet's gone back to their zone, and nearly thrown away by Gorens. Froby saved it inbounds. Kerner trying to step in the passing lane. There's Emmy Werner, and Kerner knocks the ball away. Ball on the floor. Kerner ahead of the pack. They don't get it to her. Taylor will pass it to Thomas. Thomas bunting. There's Kerner in the corner. She doesn't take the shot. Step back three.
Get that, Chloe.
Frobe steps in the passing lane. And now we've got a fast break going. 3-on-3. Frobe left-handed layup. Good. 26 for the freshman, Chloe Frobe. 2 minutes to go in a basketball game. Lincoln up 45-35. Durbin Thomas across the half-court line. Into Taylor. Taylor, 5-foot turnaround. Up, no good.
Rebound.
Ball on the floor. Ogeron is going to be fouled. And let's see if it's on Heitzig or Emmy Werner. And it's Emmy Werner with the foul.
She's getting so much better at those blocking shots. Just sometimes those arms creep down just a little, not too much.
First one up and good by Savannah Orgeron.
She's been perfect on the night for free throws.
12 points for the 5'11 sophomore. Second one up and no good. Off the iron, ball on the floor. Emmy Werner tried to run it down. Taylor gets the basketball. Looks out front to Orgeron. Orgeron, Kerner, and three on the way. No good. Ball hits the top of the backboard. Lincoln lead 9, 45-36 with 1:37 to go. You know, we talked about them being a young basketball team, but Kerner's only a junior. She comes back. Orgeron is only a sophomore. She comes back. They're going to be pretty good next year, too.
Yes, and I got to give actually my sister and her kids live in Mahomet. So, and I know they've got a nice young group. My niece is in 8th grade. She's over in Mahomet playing, Kylie Waldinger, and then my nephew's going to be coming over here, all wearing number 5. So this weekend when you check, or this Friday night, check it out. My nephew Jake Waldinger plays for Mahomet as well.
Orgeron, 10-foot turnaround in the lane, back of the iron, and Chloe Frobe will haul it down and slow it down.
Yeah,
45-36.
Make them, don't pick up your dribble there.
Picked up her dribble at the half-court line. Not the best thing to do. Heitzig gets it back to Frobe. Frobe will drive, kicks it to Gorens. Gorens, Heitzig, left-handed dribble, nearly calls for double dribble to Paulus. Emily Paulus. And now the Railers running time, running clock. 46 seconds to go in a basketball game. Gorens, Heitzig, Paulus. Paulus is going to get fouled by Savannah Orgeron.
They had one to give. Next one will be shooting.
Kind of surprised they didn't foul a little bit sooner.
I was thinking that too, but because I didn't actually look up to see that they had one to give, and I thought maybe they'd give that a little earlier, but.
So Ryan Stolzenberg will inbounds the basketball into Ava Gorens. Gorens nearly had it knocked away. Gives the handoff to Chloe Frobe. Frobe will try and go down the lane, kicks it to Gorens, and you see the Lady Railers running clock. 9 points the lead into Emmy Werner. Emmy down the lane, layup time coming. Didn't get it, and she's going to draw the contact. And Kayla Kerner, I believe, has fouled out.
I think so.
And she has. Kayla Kerner, the 5'5 junior, goes to the bench with 20 points on the evening. Emmy Werner to the free throw line. Tell you what, very impressed by Kayla Kerner. She played a whale of a basketball game.
I think so too. Some great moves to the basket, her outside shot. I thought she moved well.
And Emmy Werner gets points in the scorebook tonight with a free throw. 46-36. Lady Railers up. Second one for the freshman, up and no good. Frobe the rebound, goes up, fouled, no call, and she threw the ball up and in. Chloe Frobe with 28 on the evening. The Lincoln lead 48-36, and folks, you might as well put this one in the books. 10 seconds to go in a basketball game. Taylor, the three-pointer out of the corner, no good. Was online. Orgeron the rebound, up, 5-footer, good. That'll give her 14 on the evening as the clock runs out.
There we go. Way to finish.
And the final score here from Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium is Lincoln 48, Mahomet with the postgame show. Game show as the Lady Railers victorious tonight. They move to 4-2 in the Apollo with a 48-38 win over Mahomet-Seymour. Coach, we were talking off air. It was really good to see. Talk about things spreading out. You feel this team growing and getting better. More girls stepped up tonight. More girls got in the scoring column. Chloe still had 28 points, but this really was offensively a team effort. They played good defense this evening. Really can't find a whole lot of flaws here. Some turnovers, which you would expect.
The traveling, maybe.
But it was traveling on both teams. I mean, it wasn't like it was just us. It was traveling on both teams. A spell there in the fourth quarter where maybe they got away from what they should have been doing or what the game plan was. Coach calls a timeout, brings it back out, and the aggression comes back, and they're able to extend the lead.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the only thing that we were talking about is it was a travel on both, but then we didn't see any of the second half, so that got fixed as well. What I really liked to see was I thought we stayed on the boards. We were aggressive on the boards, rebounding. Girls were getting in the right position, and making some of those types of plays down the stretch, and those are huge when we can come up. Only give Mahomet one chance at a basket, instead of 2 or 3 chances. So those are big plays, in the last fourth quarter. So I thought offensively, seeing some of the girls come in, Ava, I felt like was a little bit more aggressive tonight. I was glad to see that offensively. Becca Heitzig taking some shots. You had Ryan Stolzenberg, who's been hot all year too from the three-point line, taking some. Imogen Warner, who had a great JV game, she played well, came in. Reese McEwen making some great offensive and defensive plays. So and Chloe doing that on both ends. It's a hard team to beat when you have a lot of girls that can contribute in many ways.
Well, and they did contribute in many ways. You bring that up, and some people, there's some people. These games and teams are not just a free-for-all. There's a plan out there, and there are certain players that have a certain role on the team. And tonight, everybody really filled what that role was, whether it was to play defense or handle the basketball or make baskets or get a rebound or just come in and give some quality minutes to let somebody get some rest.
Yeah.
Everybody filled that role tonight. And when everybody fills the role and you play as a team, you usually end up in the winning column.
Exactly. And I thought some of the girls did some great – we were even setting some screens really well because they were playing some great defense on Chloe, and Chloe, one of Chloe's role is to score, and if you've got somebody that's playing that type of defense, if you've got to have a good teammate that can set good screens, and it's all about those girls doing that. So. And
for you young kids out there, we talk about setting screens, but the screening against a man-to-man or screening is twofold. Not only do you have to have somebody who sets a good screen, but you as the person who they're screening for, you have to run the offensive person into that screen. And once you do it, there's only a limited movement that offensive person can make, or somebody else has to rotate over to help out and cover you, and that usually leaves somebody else open.
Yep.
So you young kids out there, young girls, young boys, whoever is listening to this, if you're setting screens out there, you need to set a good screen for somebody, but the person who you're setting the screen for still has to have the wherewithal to run that offensive person into that screen.
And if you like Michael Jordan, I like Michael Jordan a lot, and he loved to set the screens because he said, "No, if I set the screen right, I'm going to be the person getting open," because a lot of times the person setting the screen is the person that's actually going to get open. So
people laugh about it. I know I've seen it. People laugh about old-time offenses and old-style offenses, but they work and they're fundamentally sound. If you talk about things like the pick and roll, go back and watch the days of Larry Bird and Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish with the Boston Celtics, and you will see a number of pick and rolls work. You will see the back cut work. You'll see it executed to perfection, and it worked almost every time. And the thing about it is, if you do get that cut and somebody rotates over, then you usually have the option of kicking that ball out for somebody who's wide open for a jumper. There's just so many different things that you can do.
It was just good fundamental basketball back in the day. But we're not dating ourselves, are we?
It works even today. I mean, hey, let's face it. Watch. We watched our team do it tonight. We can watch the boys do it. They run those type of offenses, and a fundamentally sound offense works. It's been proven time and time again. Well, a very happy Coach Rohrer has made her way up here tonight, so let's get her a headset on and see what she has to tell us
We want to know what the secret was in that timeout.
What timeout? Which one?
At the 4:30.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to, Coach Rohrer has joined us. So we do have that question. So was there a, how do I put this? Was there a little session in there where you had a little,
Heart to heart?
little heart-to-heart with some of those girls, maybe gave them the evil eye or whatever it was, or that growly voice or whatever it is you use to get a point across? Because, prior to that, they were kind of, we're going to spread out and we're kind of running a little bit of time, and we kind of lost
Our momentum.
our momentum and our purpose. You called that timeout, and we saw a different basketball team come out after that timeout.
Well, they started making noise because they were, thanks. They were, gaining on us. And so they started making noise. And when I called the timeout, I just told them to relax. Like, so what? They're making some noise. Like, don't let their noise distract you from what we're doing here. And we're still playing basketball. We're still looking to score. We're still, passing, cutting, attack, look for the kick. And they were in that 1-2-2. We made a couple adjustments. We moved Chloe out to a wing so that maybe she would have an attack or shot, which she got 2 of them. And, Becca and Ava did a nice job at the top taking care of the basketball. And so really I just told them, take a breath. Sometimes, I don't know, in my old age, I don't really yell as much. It's just easier for me to say, hey, let's breathe. So they made a couple baskets. That's what happens in basketball. This isn't soccer. They didn't score twice in soccer. They're going to score in basketball. So just breathe. And let's go.
You can see her. If you can see her on the video, the old age, no. Not even close. But, there are some coaches that, and there are some times you have to kind of wake your team up a little bit.
Agree.
But there are also times, too, where what you did was exactly what they needed at that point in time. You got a young basketball team.
Yeah.
They had a big lead, and all of a sudden that lead's gone away, and now the other team's making noise. And if they get a little bit tight, sometimes that's the best thing. Just come over and say, "Hey, we're fine.
Yeah.
Just breathe. Go back to what you were doing. Go play."
I agree. I mean, we're here to play basketball. The other team's going to score. We're going to make mistakes. They're going to make mistakes, and as long as we stay calm, everything will be fine.
So you're on a 3-game winning streak right now, and she and I were talking that. Winning breeds winning. When girls win, they learn how to win. They learn what it takes to win.
Absolutely.
And this puts you in a pretty good spot right now. Winning
I
does put
agree.
you in a pretty good spot.
It's a lot better than the alternative.
It's always really nice to win. I still think we're learning a lot from our games, win or lose. And I think that's important with the young team is that every day, we celebrate the win, but then we get back after it the next day. We can't celebrate for a week because you're going to have another game in 2 days.
And that is something that veteran coaches and the coaches all talk about is, okay, fine. Hey, you girls, you played a great game. Guess what? You got Sacred Heart Griffin coming here, coming in here on Saturday. So enjoy this one for 10 minutes, and let's get ready for the next, because you have to get them ready for the next one. And you do have a young basketball team. One thing we talked about is how nice it was tonight, even though Chloe got 28 of the 48, but you still had every girl that you put out there, whether we had girls score, we had girls get rebounds.
They played their roles.
We had girls play defense. They played roles, and you could, I know that when you go and you look at the film, you'll go, well, I see a mistake here, a mistake there. And the traveling calls in the first half, we couldn't figure that out because it was on both teams. But really, when it comes down to it, your basketball team overall played very well tonight.
Thank you. I thought so, too. I thought we put 4 quarters together. I thought it's maybe the best defense I've seen in 9 years. They were incredible. They played their hearts out. And, I tell them all the time, your shot's not always going to fall. You're going to make mistakes. But defense is a consistent. You can go out there every single day, and with a little bit of heart, you don't have to be a great player, but you can play defense. And they did that tonight. One thing we've been really harping on is weak side rebounds, and we were on the weak side rebound tonight. We were in position. It's something we've really been focusing on in practice, and I think that really made a difference in our defense was pulling down those weak side rebounds because now they're not getting second and third looks at the basket. So.
Very impressed tonight with Reese McEwen and the minutes she gave you in the middle from the start. She got the ball in the middle, and she was driving to the basket and realized, I think, hey, I may not get the shot, but somebody's going to hit me, and I'm going to get him a foul. And somehow I'm going to get somebody in foul trouble at some point.
Absolutely. Coach Bowman, he was working with the post the other day, and the freshman had a game. So we had about 5 players at practice. So it was a lot of individual work, but he had Reese doing that over and over, attacking, looking for the shot, looking for the kick, and I think it paid off, and you could see that tonight.
Well, you've got Griffin coming up on Saturday, and I think somebody said they rank third now.
I think
is that
third.
Is it third now? It was fifth.
I think
Great.
third.
So you've got the third-ranked girls team in the state coming in here. You've got a young basketball team that's come off 3 wins in a row. What do you anticipate on Saturday?
A tough game, but I think that if we come out and play, I think we can give them a ball game, and see where we are at the end. And no matter what, we'll know where we stand and how good we are or how much we need to improve still. Like you said, we're young. Like these girls on his team, they're veterans. They've got a senior who's probably one of the best in the state. So I think she's a senior.
She's going to SIUE next year.
Yeah, I mean, she's an excellent player. Nobody can deny that. So get my girls ready, and we'll show up and play our game, and that's all I can ask of them.
One thing we noticed tonight was that some of the Mahomet girls, whether it's the mask or whatever's going on, it is flu season. We don't know if any of them maybe were a little under the weather, but a couple of them looked a little bit gassed. Although they did seem to get some energy there when they got closer. But we noticed even during the timeouts, they looked a little gassed. Your team looked pretty fresh tonight. I don't know if you've got them to the point where the conditioning's kicking in or what the deal is, but they look pretty fresh tonight throughout the whole game.
I thought they did a good job. I also think that running a full court press for 4 quarters will get you in shape pretty fast. And when you're not used to seeing that, it's really nice when we can get picks and steals and do all those things. But that defense wears people down. And when you're able to wear a team down like that, that other team's going to start making mistakes. And even if it doesn't happen until the 4th quarter, it'll happen, and I think you saw that tonight. We wore them down. We're used to playing a full court for 4 quarters.
Suicides after missed free throws in practice can get you in shape pretty quick, too. I can speak from experience on that.
Can I ask a question? Do we have the Charleston game rescheduled?
We do. It is March 10th, which I believe is a Wednesday. We played Taylorville on the 11th, I think.
You're correct about that. So we are going to pencil that in on our schedule here.
That was my only I had my 2 questions already answered.
Well, good. I'm glad. Well, Coach, we want to thank you for coming up tonight. Very happy evening. You go home happy. The girls go home happy. Now we just got to get it ready for Griffin, but you go to 4-2, 3-game winning streak. 3-game winning streak. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys being here.
Thanks, Coach.
Have a good night.
Well, Carrie.
Yes.
Coach Froby.
Yes.
How about you run down the scoring before we wrap things up this evening?
We'll start off with Mahomet tonight, which had 4 girls in the scoring column. They were led by number 20, Kayla Gorner, Sydney Esker with 1, Nicole Taylor with 3, and Savannah Oregon. Well, we weren't really sure how to say that name yet, right?
Orgeron, I think, is what we figured out.
All right, Orgeron with 14. And for your hometown, Lincoln Lady Railers, we had Ryan Stolzenberg with 8, Imogen Warner with 1, Reese McEwen with 6, Becca Heitzig. Chloe Froby with 28, Ava Gorns with 5, and I think that's it.
I think that's it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening tonight. Oh, go ahead.
I think I had Becca Heitzig with 3.
Becca Heitzig had 3 tonight. Well, the Lady Railers victorious here tonight against the Mahomet-Seymour Lady Bulldogs by a score of 48-38. That's going to wrap it up for us here at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. We will remind you that our next broadcast on WLCN for the boys is Friday night against Mahomet-Seymour here at Roy S. The boys will play on Saturday against Griffin at Sacred Heart Griffin. The girls will be in action against Griffin here. We will not be broadcasting the game. However, you can check the school's website. They do have a camera here. You will be able to watch the game. There just won't be any announcers. So we'll tell you that. The next girls broadcast that we have scheduled is a home game against Charleston, and that'll be on Thursday, February the 25th. So for our engineer back at the studio, Winnie Ramsdale, for station manager Jim Ash, for our on-site engineer, Mr. Lloyd Kirby, for my broadcast partner, Carrie Froby. This is Jay Harden wishing you a pleasant good evening here as the Lady Railers win 48-38. Good night, and thanks for listening.